Oh, yeah. Mm. Yeah.
Oh, someone gave Jason a bulk finally?
Uh, I'm sitting here trying to do a damn introduction, and you're talking about Jason and a damn bulk. He's gonna take the word bulk to the grave as many
Yep.
times as I've heard that word said.
He probably doesn't know how to build it.
He probably doesn't even know what it is. He's just heard the word been thrown around, and he enjoys using the word.
Thought it was a pod system.
Probably so. He probably thinks it's like a, I don't know. I can't think of anything good off the top of my head right now because there's too many things floating in my head right now. Anyway, I know we're running late, folks. There's a whole lot going on in my little world right now, so we had to push things out a little bit. There was some reasons too, but we'll get to all that here just shortly. I hope everybody's having them a damn good Tuesday because this one's been actually kind of shitty for me. But anyway, y'all only came here just to see the smoothest transition in any damn show game, and you've come to see the longest running show in the land on YouTube. This show is longer than any show has ever been on YouTube. I don't care what the content of that show is. This is the longest running one. Now I'm waiting for all the people to go, you're so full of shit. But anyway, let's go ahead and lift the curtain. Smooth transition, folks. What's going on, folks? It is the True Vapor Show number 391. And hold on before y'all go buck ass crazy, because I know everybody's going to say, what the hell's going on here? Lou is about to join us here. He's running a little late, and I just found out, about an hour ago, Mike is tied up with some stuff. It sounds pretty important, and he's not going to be able to make it this evening. So if you're only here for Mike, he won't be here. So you can know right now whether or not you need to watch the rest of this. And if you only came to watch Lou should be walking in the door at any point in time. And if you came just to see me and Mark, well,
Sorry to hear that.
I am sorry to hear that, but I hope everybody out there is having them somewhat of a decent Tuesday. Man, between weather and some other events going on, boy, it's been just like shit here. So, I mean, I don't even know. Is it advised to do any buffets tonight? Or should we wait till Lou gets here to do a around the table thing?
I've got one mod I'm vaping on.
Well, I know what that is. It's probably this one right here, isn't it?
No, actually, I cleaned.
All right,
No, not that one. No.
kick you to the curb.
Nope. It's. I don't have any more coils.
Hold on, you went through the coils on that already?
Yeah.
Damn, you've been rocking on that joker, hadn't you?
I've been trying to get Geek Vape to send me some free ones. Actually, I've been emailing every company to send me free coils.
Well, shit, the companies ain't been around to
They're back now.
answer. Well, yeah, that is true. They are back now, so.
They're back now.
Oh, man. So, VaporX says, I demand a full show here. Well, I mean, you're going to get a full show. It's just we had to start it a little bit later. So, I had some things going on that I thought I was going to be delayed. So it was a precautionary thing to go ahead and push time out. And also I pushed time out because it was going to work better for Lou to be able to start the show with us and not have to come in the middle of the show. So I figured with everything I got going on, let's just do it like that. Well, Lou's still running a little bit late, and the thing I had to get done happened way earlier. So it's all good though. It's still early on a Tuesday, so.
I need batteries.
Jason says, since I was your first dono of the year, I deserve a wrench. None in here. If I remember correctly, that was like a $1.99 donation. Those wrenches on this channel, they cost a lot. I mean, a lot of money. So, I mean, if you're willing to pay that one-time fee for that, it's all on you. But I can assign you a wrench, but it costs.
$199.95.
They are expensive nowadays. It's like everything else, how the price has gone up, that has gone up. Also, before I forget, and I will forget, I was talking to my auto parts store today, checking on a few things, and he advised me that if y'all are looking for stubbies or any little accessories for the stubbies, auto parts store got them. So go check out Brad's if you need just some auto parts there. I see we've got one. I mean, I know there's a lot of folks that think they are, but the one, Santos, is in chat, and you know he is celebrity status bigger than shit. So I'm glad.
I think he just put up a cake or something.
He did. I haven't had a chance to watch it yet, but I did see that he finally put one up. I think because we ragged him last week about not having a video up.
Mm-hmm.
I think he kind of jumped on it. So I don't know. I mean, that could just sound cool to say, but yes, there is for here, there's a shit ton of ice on the ground. I lost power all last night. And just pre-warning, it's still icing its ass off right now outside. If this stream all of a sudden where you just see folks froze and nobody else is doing anything, that means I've lost power again. So hopefully that won't happen, but you will know if that is the case.
Yep, everything's covered in ice over here too.
Is it just ice or are you getting snow?
We got the snow a few days ago, but then everything turned to ice.
That sucks.
And I shoveled every day to make sure my driveway would be nice and dry. And the last day I didn't shovel was the last day snow fell and turned to ice. I'm like, son of a bitch.
Yeah, it is nuts out there right now. I would take a foot of snow here if I didn't have to deal with any ice, because the ice sucks.
Yeah, I'd take fucking 5 feet of snow over ice.
Holy shit. Look at Michael Blim coming in here hard all of a sudden. Well, thank you for that very, very gracious donation there, Mr. Michael Blim. He said, "What's up, sir? ST and As Cloud."
As Cloud. Look at Michael Blim being all cute.
I know I say this every time that I see Michael Blim, but I mean, there used to be a strong relationship between y'all that I feel like something has come in between y'all. Was it another person?
No, he just made a little joke about Angela that didn't really fly too well. And I'm like, you know what?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm like, you kind of went a little too far. And
Okay. Well,
that's where that ended.
I'll leave that alone then. Bachelor, we know Bachelor going to be using some free shit off in here, but he says, "Move up north with me, ST. Ice is only in Kenmore here." Bachelor. Bachelor hates that I live further south than him. He can't stand it because Bachelor wants to think that he's some true hardcore country boy, and he's the farthest from it. He's one of those, not a surfer bum, but what do you call those folks that just lay around on the beach and shit?
Beach bum?
Beach bum.
Beach bum, yeah.
Yes. So a beach bum is very far away from being a true Southerner, and Bachelor just hates that. We got Ginger out there, though. Ginger coming in hard. What's going with you, Mr. Ginger?
We got the whole crew.
But yeah, it's been a very interesting past, I would have to say for me, at least 2 days, I guess. But, because I've had a little bit of other stuff going on, but.
You guys don't normally get this kind of weather, right?
No, like once a year, obviously in the wintertime, one time we might get a little dash of snow or we get a little dash of ice. Either which way, it shuts everything down because we don't normally get that here. So folks don't know how to react to it. they've already closed all the school. They closed schools yesterday. They're closed again tomorrow. You know, all government shit's closed up. It's just, they go nuts. And they don't have the equipment here to really clear streets if it does get a little bit nastier. And then you still got folks that think that they just know how to do it all and try to get out there and drive on this shit. And it looks like a used car lot up and down the road because there's so many cars off in ditches. So
That's crazy.
But there he is, Marvin Norton. The man of the hour has arrived. Everybody wish Marvin Norton the happiest of happy birthdays to the oldest piece of shit in vaping.
Oldest, biggest piece of shit.
I'm saying,
I'd like to know who 10 Ton Test is. I'm thinking DC, but
I'm thinking it could be. Damn, JJ's in here. What's going on, JJ? I don't think I've seen you in forever. I see Terry done rolled up over here.
damn, all the old.
All the old schoolers coming in. Brett's always over here. You know he's here. Brett, you know, I was real concerned Friday night, this past Friday night, but it was, on the most part, pretty mediocre as of, like, how the protesting and, you know, how I thought this shit was about to play out, but it didn't happen. But I tell you what, Memphis has got a big black eye on it right now because it's all over the news and it's in the news every day right now. So it's pretty crazy with all that shit going on. So
Yeah, and then they added like what, 3 paramedics or some shit to it now.
3 paramedics, 2 more Memphis officers, and 2 Shelby County deputies. So
On top of the 5?
on top, yes.
Jesus Christ.
Well, apparently there was other officers that showed up in the beginning, and since they didn't, I guess, jump in to de-escalate the situation,
Oh.
they got thrown into the chopping block too. Now, because I'm not going to sit on here and talk about this and get a bunch of crap going, but there have been little bits and pieces starting to pop out. Because there seemed like there was a whole lot more to this story than just what media was putting out there. But things are slowly starting to come out. And if you start digging around, it's pretty easy to find. Now, don't get me wrong. What those officers did, they shouldn't have done. But there's more to that story than if you just looked at the media, you'd be outraged. But if you dig a little deeper, it's kind of back and forth a little bit. So, but again, those 5 officers in the ending, and I solely put it on those 5 guys. That was not a good thing right there. But it's see, Puff Donnie. If you look at Puff Donnie's comment, y'all will start.
Oh, damn.
Y'all will start kind of grasping the story a little bit more. So there's a lot more little pieces that have been kind of chopped off the bigger story. So
It got personal then.
yes. So
That's still a lot of fucking people to be involved in, like with one dude.
yes, it was. And I don't know if it's done yet.
Man, that's crazy.
So it's pretty crazy. Pretty crazy. Jason's saying we can't see Seagull. We ought to send Seagull in his wheelchair down there to see if he can't tend to business.
I keep moving them because I keep moving what's going on here. Get the little lanyard off him. There we go. Thank you, Mr. Steven. Steven! I need to find a permanent place for him so I don't have to just keep moving him. I want to hang it from the ceiling just so he's like right there.
Of course, my eyes aren't the greatest, but you've got him sitting back so far, I couldn't. If I popped on, I couldn't tell what that is.
I want to have like a little string where I could just pull him down, have him hang right here during the show, and then just put him back up.
Why don't you? Hey, that's a good one. JJ says need John Wick. You need a big John Wick hanging up opposed to what you got right there. But
hey, shit next to Seagull.
let me look.
JJ, how dare you? I thought you loved Steven Seagal. You got a Seagal tattoo on the bottom of your back. You said Seagal for life.
I think what you should do and I know you can probably do it fairly cheap. You ought to take all the guitars down and just get that picture blown up where it fills that whole box back there.
You know how awesome that would. Holy Jesus! Do or have someone come do like a hand painting of use the whole wall of him.
Yeah, that would be a true winner right there. And then Jason would feel satisfied for the rest of his life because he would know he got the ball rolling on that shit right there.
Yep.
So, hold
That
on.
would be pretty sweet.
What is Ginger in here stirring up? Shit, man, it sucked not having power last night. You know, the house stayed warm for a while, but then about after, 4, getting close to 5 hours into it, you started feeling a little bit of a coolness starting to come into the house since it was only 20-something degrees outside, but...
I'd rather have the power go out, I think, in the winter rather than the summer. Because during the summer, it's fucking horrible.
I will agree with you. Because I can bundle up and keep warm. I can only strip down so far when the house is burning up, and I'll still be burning up. So you are right. I'll definitely take a power outage in the winter before I'd want to take it in the summertime because I hate the heat.
Did the whole block go out or just your house?
Oh, the whole area.
Oh, was it?
So when you stepped out, it had that eerie kind of quiet where you can't see shit. Yeah. Angel Gomez, what's going on, my brother? He said, "What's up, Big Papa?" And Mark.
What's up, Angel?
Yeah, that was so probably on the hour, every hour last night. I kept stepping out onto the patio, and it had that eerie, quiet, dark, and you could just hear of course, the freezing rain coming down. And I'd go out there and vape for a little bit and walk back in. I could not go back to sleep, so I sat there and played on my phone forever. But yeah,
pretty much all you can do.
It sucks, man. But when I got home today, I was throwing anything I could find that I know I'm going to use or I'm going to need on chargers. I got shit with plugs and wires hanging out all over the place in here right now that I'm trying to keep charged up just in case.
Damn.
Terry,
-50 wind chill?
What's that?
Cheryl said Saturday is supposed to be -50 wind chill.
Damn. Well, y'all can have that shit because it ain't getting that cold here. But
fuck that.
Terry says, "Is that Big Lou or Mark?" Well, I tell you what, Lou will be here just shortly, and you can start asking him questions then. So
I know we do kind of look alike. It's hard to tell us apart.
TJ says we got down to -11 last night. Damn, yeah. See, that's like 20 for me. That is like a negative number. So
that's crazy.
Yep, it sucks. But other than that, other than all like the normal life shit, like anything, I haven't really heard anything. Like, well, I did take it back. A little company that me and Mark both deal with hit us up, which I was kind of shocked. So there will be another video, at least one more review coming from me with the progression of the shows to keep coming on. But
yep, we got that. I got a Kanger Tech product I was shocked about. This mod I was recording it today, and I was like, you know what? I want to do this live because it's going to be a long video. So I'm going to do this probably tomorrow live.
Why is that going to be so long?
Because there's so much to talk about with it.
We got a call-out video coming?
Good things and bad things.
More good than bad, or more?
I think it's going to be even.
Okay.
It's going to be one of those videos where it's like, I'm not sure if I like it or hate it.
Well, shit. Sean Heath got a 27-month member. What's going on? He says, "Sup, ST, turned 50 today and feeling as old as Marvin."
Damn. Well,
happy 50th birthday to you. You can't feel as old as Marvin. I mean, Marvin, nobody can feel as old as Marvin because nobody's as old as Marvin. But he could probably give you some pointers. I don't know if he remembers that long back what 50 feels like. but he could probably give you some pointers there.
I wonder how old Marvin really is. He's probably like 40 years old, I bet.
No, hell no. You can see Marvin's beard is, if you could get it any whiter than mine, that's the color of his.
Has he ever came in Zoom before, like a while ago, or no?
No, but we've met Marvin at the expos when we were in
Wow,
Connecticut.
Did he come with his nurse, or he came by himself?
Well, they were pushing him around in a hospital bed. I mean, it took a few folks, but because he had a bunch of wires and shit hanging off of him, but he was there. Jack me off. What is going on, brother? All right, hold on. He said it's freezing here down to 68. Have you made it to the States yet? Or are you still just, sitting on a beach in Australia right now? I'm curious.
Skull is useless as a fighter. Bruce Lee farted on him and knocked him out. You better get out of town, 10-ton Tess, TTT.
Good old 10-ton. Hold on.
Seagal will knock the shit out of Bruce Lee, Van Damme, Norris, Stallone, you name him. He'll fucking knock them all out. But I've been breaking a sweat. And he'll wear his little Japanese robe or whatever the hell he wears while he's doing it.
Hold on. Now, I know this was some bullshit. I'm going to keep up with what Marvin says. Marvin just threw the number 68 out there. I don't know if he's trying to give the birth year, which was, what would that have been, 1668 or something like that.
Is that BC or?
Good old Marvin. Damn, look at old David Swearingen coming off in here with his 20-month self. He says, I'm 68 too, Marvin. Ain't no way in hell David is 68. No way he's that old.
Is he that old?
I think David's a young man. David wants to be old, but he's not. He's not there yet.
I got asked by Freemax and who the fuck was the other? I was Vaporesso if I'd wanted to work at the booth at TPE.
Ooh.
But they weren't willing to pay my outrageous amount of money. Because the only way I'm leaving here to go to Vegas is if there's some like crazy outrageous amount of money to be made. So this is gonna suck going through the airport and all that. And they're like, "Yeah, we can't do that. We're sorry."
Can we expose this just a little bit, or do I need to keep quiet?
Oh, you can expose anything you want.
Okay. So folks probably wonder sometimes, like, and we'll just use Mark for example because Mark's got it going on right now. So a lot of times when companies offer to bring you out to like an expo, there's obviously, it's not just like, oh yeah, let's do it. There's obviously some money that changes hands and, because it's like a working thing. So these companies will pay. Now, Mark, you used to have a price tag on them that most of these places would pay that price tag. Mm-hmm. I'm curious, what was the price tag you threw, or are you willing to say?
It was between, it depends on where it was at and how many days, anywhere from like 2,000 to 3,500.
Well, that's not just.
I mean, that covers, that's not for me. That covers the hotel, the plane there and back, the food. So it's not like 3,500 and you got to pay for this.
That's not
out of that bad.
No, but I mean, that's kind of what.
The way I figured it is, well, I included Angela and Marcus on the plane ticket in the hotel, which I was only supposed to be me, but I didn't tell them about that.
Oh, okay.
So it was like plane ticket for us three there and back and hotel, and then like a 1,000 on top of that. And they're like, yeah, how about a little less? I'm like, I can't do it. I'm too goddamn paranoid. I'll have a fucking panic attack.
Oh, I know. Yep.
But if I have that money to look at, that'll take care of my anxiety.
Angel Gomez coming in with that freebie right there for his 28-monther. He says, I forgot to use my free perk. Tell Mark, shut up. There you go.
But you could tell that the companies are really desperate because they came to me. That means that everyone else declined to go. Because that never happens. I mean, maybe back in the day it happened, but not nowadays.
Back a few years ago, though, that was actually, and because I don't care at this point now, because really it just doesn't exist really anymore. Even more than a couple of years ago, that was actually the lower spectrum of the pricing area.
Yeah.
When companies would want you to come out, they were paying more than that.
Yep.
But you got to remember too, these companies were killing it on what their profit was. So for them to pay out something like that was absolutely nothing. And they get their little bit of advertisement. They knew the people that they brought in were people that everybody on the internet would follow and watch and knows those are the people that are going to these expos. So they would fill whatever booths certain people would be at. So
When I went when Movekin once, that was probably the worst because they had me, they had a Instagrammer, and then they had I forgot some other chick. So they invited 3 people, and they paid me good, but I actually had to work. Like I had to build the booth. They wanted me to take the booth down. I had to build coil, all kinds of shit. I'm like, God damn. That's the one where I left like a day early without telling anyone.
yeah, I remember that shit. But that's the way that shit used to go with that stuff. I mean, but again, back in that day, these companies were killing it. So if they had to shake off 3-4 grand to bring somebody out, it was, man, that was pocket money they was running around with. That was nothing to them. So,
And on top of that, a lot of the time, the companies weren't even selling shit at these expos. They were just showing the shit off.
exactly. They just wanted a face to pull into those booths. And an instance, we'll say Mark. People say, oh, well, I want to go meet Mark. Well, you're going to come up to that booth. You're obviously going to look at all the shit that's laying there. When really, ultimately, you probably just came up to holler at Mark and didn't even really care what was on the table. But they thought, oh, yeah, if I got this person at the table and they come up and see our product, man, we're going to sell tons of this crap. So,
Then they all later found out, like, wow, having this guy here does absolutely nothing.
yep.
This has been a waste.
And I will tell you this, these folks, on top of the money that they'd pay, they spared no expense when it came to taking care of dinners and everything. And they would, all you had to do is say, hey, I want to go to the most expensive steakhouse there is in this area. And bam, they were there because they wanted to go too. And they would do it.
And they, like, the people they would bring there would always stay at, like, a nice hotel. But the Chinese people that actually came from China would stay in like the shittiest, worst hotel in town.
Yep.
It kind of made you feel bad at times. It's like, why are you guys staying there and I'm staying here? Like,
dude, like the last one I was involved with, which when I was trying to release my little pod device. So I stayed at the Expo Center in the nice hotel there. The people I was working with were staying almost an hour away in some kind of crappier hotel. And it's like, what is the purpose? You're having to drive. You're spending 2 hours of the day driving to and from already. And it's like, I don't know.
I think they all stood in one room too, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, it's crazy.
If there was like 6 of them, they'd all stay in one room.
VaporX says, Phil Passardo in chat. I don't see Phil Passardo in this chat.
Phil.
I'm looking, but I don't see him. Phil don't come over here to, I mean, Phil's cool, but Phil doesn't come into this chat for some reason. Oh, now indoor smoker in this chat.
Yeah. That's one guy you'll never see in chat.
No, much less you'll really ever see him anywhere, like on a live feed or anything like that. But is he still doing? Because I don't keep up with a lot of folks anymore. I'm guessing he's still kicking a video or two out here and there. But
yeah, he still occasionally does a video. Chinese peeps had to smoke their cigarettes at the crack motel. They smoked their cigarettes at the Vape Expo, right there at the table.
Yes, they would do it inside the building. So. And that was some of the strangest shit because I always thought that if they were involved in making these products, they were using these products. And they were kind of in the same boat. Well, I was blind to a lot of it at first, but my thinking was if they were involved in making these products or a part of it, they themselves used to be smokers that decided to get into the vaping industry and start making products that they were actually using because they were no longer smoking. But most of the time, I'm not going to say all of them because some of them didn't smoke and some of them just vaped, but a big vast majority of them, dude, they could smoke a pack of cigarettes in an hour easy the way they were going on some of this shit, and you would never ever see a vaping device in their hand.
It'd always be like the men would either smoke or vape. I would never see the women do anything. Neither.
Yep.
On my end, anyways.
Yeah, you would though. You would catch some that didn't do anything, which I mean I can understand because too, if it's a business, it's paying your expenses or it's paying you money, and it's where you live at and that's where you work, but you don't necessarily use what you're making. I mean, I get that, but
12,000 for a booth at Nam. Well, that's. I would think that'd be a little bit more than vaping.
yeah, yeah, Dan. I mean, Dan's seen it.
Been a bunch. All that Chinese people I saw smoke. Like, yep, they'd smoke. I remember the first expo I ever went to work for someone was UL at TPE, and I'm sitting there and people are walking up asking questions about the products and what's his name? I forgot his. What was the dude's name? The owner.
Mark, can you do me a favor?
Yeah.
Can you send the link to this room to Big Lou?
I think I can. Let's see. Dun, 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 dun. And he had a fucking ashtray, like a little McDonald's ashtray. He was putting his cigarettes in. Like, what the fuck are you doing, dude? Let's see. Participants. Copy invite link. Go over to Facebook. And look for Big Lou.
I just told him and he's seen it, so he's going to be waiting on you. I think it'll bring him right in here where he can bypass.
Yeah. Oh, shit. Why, you piece of shit. There we go. See the so buttons. Goddamn Windows is.
Yeah, crazy shit that you would see. I mean, Santos has been to these events. He's seen that shit too.
Yep. Okay, there we go. And
It doesn't matter who you are. If you've been to any of these expos, you've had to have seen it somewhere. It didn't matter what size the company was either. You were bound to see it. Now, if you didn't happen to catch it, more than likely you might have been outside of the event and you'd see them somewhere out there doing it.
mm-hmm. All right, sent, done and done.
All right, good deal.
Send one to Fogging Out with the Batman Eats. What's good, Cheryl? Mark went to Foxwoods with Homeboy OC years ago. Did I? No, I didn't. I don't think Homeboy.
He was probably there with
Oh, was
his
he?
crew of Grimm and all them, but
I only remember seeing that dude one time, I think.
well, he's been at most of the events that we've been at, but it's just never been that collaboration of all of us hanging out in a group at this shit.
Yep.
So
La-da-da-da-da.
Marty Guy says there's a troll on here. Crazy. Where's the troll at?
I think for me, like the best. No, I'm not going to say the best expo because nobody was there to hang out with. But TPE was kind of nice because it was a combination of vaping and cigars and cigarettes.
Yeah.
And they just had some really cool tobacco shit, like these water pipes and shit. They weren't bongs or anything, but like they had a vaping water pipe. It was a baseball bat, and you vaped. I actually vaped out of it, and the vapor would pass through the water. It was kind of like a water pipe. And I so wish that the company came out with it because it was so cool looking, but it never came out.
You could find, which I've never been to one, but Mark walked around at one time with his camera. What we got?
I think it's
Is that him?
maybe he's trying to get my attention. Let me go over here. Nigga, what you say, buddy? Oh, wait. Okay. Had to update the app. Says it's trying to join meeting. Okay. Let me send you another one just in case. Uh,
I don't know if I'd asked him, but he's a busy man. I didn't know if he's ever even used Zoom before. Sometimes I don't mean this because everybody seems to use it for some purpose nowadays. But some people have never had to mess with it before, which is really nothing. But
should be good now, I would think. Vape fights. I'm on the lookout. Where is he? He's here. You see him?
Santos says the best expo was the one where Mark ended up as a purple unicorn.
That was hilarious.
That was pretty funny right there.
That was fun. That was actually a good expo too, because everybody was. I think everybody was there. Yeah.
That was a good one right there. Was
not Foxwoods, but the other
that
one.
was Mohegan.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, that was
the ones where everybody was there was always fun. The more people that we knew that were there was always a blast.
That was actually the last expo that we ever attended together.
Yep. I think my last one was that weird one, wherever the fuck it was that we drove to, me, Brian, and them. And then Angela left the day early, and
that was our last expo that we all had together. But the very last event that we did was when we did the rally.
Oh yeah, I keep forgetting about the rally.
We actually had, I had quite a few trips that seemed like that. So we did Mohegan, and then I went to California.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I got back from California, I hadn't been home but a couple of weeks, and then went right back out to the rally.
Dun, 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 dun.
Look who we got.
Dude, I swear to God, he looks like almost like my dad. My dad looks just like you.
Oh,
I know
shit.
It sounds creepy. It sounds a little creepy, but you might be my dad.
All right, we're going to work him through because his audio's not on.
Oh shit.
Do you hear us? He's never done Zoom, Mark. Can you give him the quick?
The bottom left, you see a microphone icon? If you click on the arrow, it'll let you select your microphone.
You might need
Hold on, maybe I can. How can I do this?
Did he see your link? Obviously he did. So
yeah.
Hold on one second.
Hold on. I can type it to him.
Yeah, type it to him.
Let's see.
Santos says Lou has done Zoom.
Oh, has he? Okay, well.
Well, I mean, he might not be set up, though, like what he used to be. There he is. So he can hear us.
Oh, okay, well then. Does he know sign language? We could just do sign language the whole show.
Make sure you got the right audio selected in Zoom. That's probably the one thing that's holding you up right now.
If you're on a laptop, it should be the only mic. There only should be one microphone to select.
But to select it, it's your little microphone symbol down at the bottom left.
You could do this. Hold on. If you see those three dots on his thing, you might be able to request him to turn his mic on. Maybe, I don't know.
All right, hold on.
Sometimes
I don't know if this is going to mess things up or not, but no, I don't want camera control. I don't want pen. Oh, it doesn't have that anymore.
No, okay.
I need my OBS back. Uh,
Whoa, Douglas Roach, you better take it easy. I'm the one that brought Terry to Zoom. Well, for
Lou,
me,
if you
it would be.
if you can hear me, are you using an external mic or are you using the mic on your computer?
Santos, Santos, Dale.
Damn, did 10 Ton just change his damn picture?
Uh, Holy Jesus, you sure did. Damn, 10 ton, you're looking good tonight.
I'm pretty good at catching that.
Those teeth are beautiful. I love that rack of teeth, man. You could fucking skin a, I don't know, you could skin a carrot with those things. Santos. You can hear us. You can hear us.
I'm trying to think.
Yeah, I mean, it's
It's
the
got to be
bottom,
in.
the bottom left, the little microphone icon. When you click on it,
There we
you
go. Can you hear us?
Oh man, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay, thank God. Jesus Christ.
What are you using an external mic or the one on your computer?
An external mic.
Okay.
Am I echoing?
No, not at all. You could turn it up just a hair. You're just a little.
Okay, let me do that.
Or me and Mark's going to drown you out.
True. Do you hear me now?
Yep, I can hear you. You sound just a little bit lower than me and Mark.
Okay. Let me just go back to that shit.
Loud and clear. So you guys hear him loud and clear over us? I mean, we're all equal.
Yeah, I'm just going by what I'm hearing on my headphones. So it might be that I've actually got him down a little bit to where he's louder than what he sounds like Mike. And Mike's normally pretty loud on here, so.
Serios.
Lou, go back with what you had. Go back because everybody said they can hear you good. So.
Oh, okay. I can hear you guys great. So I hear everyone perfect.
Okay, maybe it's just me where I'm here. You know, sometimes for me, since I'm an older gentleman, my hearing might be going a little bit. So.
I don't think it's that at all.
What's going on, brother? How you doing?
Long time.
Man, it's been a way long time.
Yeah, I'm doing all right. I'm just daily grind, working every day and selling cars and trying to keep a living,
Yeah.
And that's about it, really. Just I don't know, I wanted to, like, lately I started sneaking some videos out lately, but it's so touchy, YouTube, like the smallest wrong step you take, you get eliminated. And I haven't signed on to my YouTube to look at my videos in the longest time, and I didn't realize how many YouTube deleted on me. I had like over like at least 90 videos just gone. I look at my videos. I'm like, what the hell's all my videos? And I'm talking about 8-9 years ago videos, like shit that I don't really care about, like Kanger tanks and stuff like that, like stuff from forever ago. But
Yeah.
I went on there. I was like, oh my God, they deleted it because it violated services and this, that. Turns out I ended up getting strikes, not even knowing it. And so much time had passed that they removed the strikes. And I was like, oh, okay. So I didn't even know. So that's cool.
Wow.
But
what you're lucky is, though, that you didn't get like 3 strikes within a certain amount of time and they just deleted your channel without you really even noticing it.
Yeah.
That would suck.
It's just, I have mixed feelings about the whole vape scene, about everything about it's not to blame vapors in a sense for, like, let's say the demise of vaping, because it got so huge worldwide.
Yeah.
There was no controlling it at that point. It was just, a powder keg, it's just about to blow up any minute. But vapors, the hobbyist vapor. When I say vapors, I say the hobbyist vapors, because those are the only people that watch the videos, and very rarely it's so hard to turn someone who's a smoker or influenced by truth initiatives and doctors and all the media, like the actual national TV media. It's so hard to take those people and transform them into vapors,
Yep.
because they have so much negativity to say about vaping. And it's a shame, it really is a shame, because a lot of people had been robbed of having that opportunity to transition, and it really sucks. And not that I'm a person who easily gets depressed or anything like that, but I was sad for a while. And it was mainly because I saw something so amazing, and I knew, where the direction was going. It's just money, politics, power, this and that. And it's not to say it's not strong in outside countries, but now even outside countries are putting restrictions
Oh yeah.
on everything, which is just crazy.
Yep.
So it's just I didn't see the need that, and I'm not knocking any other YouTube reviewer. People, their channels are their lives, and I get that, and it's their whether it's their income or it's their lives or it's just their connection with the outside world too on top of it. But um I don't make money off the vape industry. Like, I tried with the juice. It did good. It succeeded, the juice company, but then, juice gets old after a while. People want new flavors. And I got burnt on making flavors, and with all the traveling from state to state to state to sell juice at all different vape conventions, that just wears you the hell out, and you lose your creativity to make new products. So I don't understand how people who still do that are still creative in the realm. It's mind boggling after a million handshakes, a million different conversations, a million, hellos. And I used to like going to vape conventions just to shop.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? I mean, it's fun seeing all you guys there. Always had a blast seeing everyone there, all the reviewers, everyone hanging out. It was great, but I always miss, like, just being the normal person at the vape event, and just go to that booth, buy some juice, go to that booth, buy a mech, and just walk about, not know anything.
You know
And
what? You know what's
little
funny?
ways.
Because you just said something, and it just sparked my memory. What was the little debacle you got in? What was it, a year or two ago? What did it? You put out a device that was something that was. Wasn't there some drama going around that
Oh yeah, that was the grip mod,
with Armageddon, right?
Armageddon. Yeah,
That's what it was. Yeah, okay, I remember that now.
yeah. We had the day of the release of the device. You know, the day of the release of the device. It was I was so excited, I was so happy. And then I'd spoken to Matty Ice from Convicted Vapes. He's like, dude, just be prepared, man, a whole shitstorm to come down on your head. And I'm like, why? What happened? Like, no idea, you know? And he's like, yeah, man, I'm sorry, man. I know you got your device coming out today, but it's gonna be fucked up. So I just want to apologize in advance. It's, the Legion's after you guys. And I'm like, what? They're like, what the fuck? So I was like, what the hell's going on? All right. Like, clueless, no idea. And I was like, well, thanks, Maddie. Appreciate it, man. You're the man, and I love Maddie. Maddie's great still. I still keep my eye on Maddie with his guitar playing online and everything. So Maddie's awesome. I haven't seen JTG in forever. I don't even know where JTG is. But I had so the day of the release, Vape and Legion, they came out with this whole bash thing towards Armageddon. Now, when I was in prototype stages with Armageddon to come out the grip mod, yeah, there was that other clip mod from the Philippines that had the clip on it, and I even reviewed it too. And it was a good device. It's just the first one that came out with, I called it Sparky, because every time you hit the clip on it, it would spark like crazy. But the grip itself, I just wanted, instead of like metal touching metal this way on the outside tube, I wanted something that went inside and went through the tube, and then something you could lock on the bottom. And when the grip came out, everyone's like, oh my God, this is great, blah, blah. People loved it. And then not everybody would review it because of the negative attention it got from Armageddon. So to this day, I know from conceptual design and then going into CAD, making the CAD renderings and everything, and then sending it to him. And like 3-4 hours later, we have a mod made. You know, that was always my biggest argument because everyone's just like, oh, the mods are made in China, mods are made in China. I'm like, well, all I know is in the development stage, we were designing, talking, designing, it took forever. And then finally, when I sent him the CAD design, because I was using a CAD designer online, like an online free design CAD designer thing.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to study to use that. So I know what I did when I was making that and everything. And then sent it over to Armageddon, and they had produced a device. It's like, dude, it's gonna take some time. So just chill and we'll get back to you. So like 3-4 hours later, we video conferences me and he's just like, yo, here's the mod, check it out. And I'm like, wow, it was sick. I was like, yo, does it work? He's like, well, we didn't get to that stage yet. So still building. So I saw the step-by-step process. And then that one video came out where there was that company in China that was selling all Armageddon mods in their display case.
Yep.
And then now, if it was my company and that was my display case, I would have destroyed the whole case. I would have ripped everybody's heads apart, and I would have lost my mind. I wouldn't know what I would have done. Like literally, I would have probably be in Chinese jail or something. But he was there and he was just standing there vaping, looking at them, but he wasn't saying or doing anything. Like, so that is suspect. I thought about that afterwards as an afterthought. I was like, well, that's kind of suspect. He didn't really do anything. And then when everybody came at him, his responses, I know it was a lot of people coming at him, but his responses weren't like, dude, defend yourself. Like, I was like, defend yourself. What the fuck are you doing?
Yeah.
It wasn't too correctly defended. I don't know if he's stressed. I don't know if he sucks at talking to people or if he sucks at as a defense or I don't know. I just know when you're honest, it's easy being honest because there's no excuses. You're just being honest and that's it. And there's no other way around it. Well, it's just not like, it's instead of saying, well, fuck you, it's made here. I don't give a shit about what you're saying. But it was all excuses and then I was like, all right, well, who the fuck knows? Because I'm not in Florida where it's made. I'm not, I don't know where it gets mass produced and everything. All that paperwork and shit, I don't see any of the invoices and all that other stuff. I'm just a guy that came up with this design and sent it into somebody who makes it. And I saw how it was being made. And then it came back to me. I'm like, great, when are we going to produce them? How much money do you need? How much this? How much that? So it made some money, but it wasn't a lot. It wasn't like on crazy scales or anything. It was like enough for me to blow in a week, let's say, which was like nothing, which is like,
to buy a new Lamborghini or something like that. Go ahead and say it. You can.
That would have been nice. That would have been nice. That would have been nice. At the time, I had a Honda Civic Si and I blew my motor on it. So I had the motor rebuilt, but it still wasn't a lot of money to cover it. I still used my own money to do that too.
Mark.
But it was just funny though, because, that drama happened. And then, it's such a shame because it was such a good device and a lot of people missed out on it because the, vaping world drama. And instead of it's like, I got so aggravated because everyone was so busy trying to out people and ruin companies and ruin people that they forgot the whole point why they got into this. Okay, they're going to sit there and say, oh, but he lied to us and we're paying a lot of money for these mods and this and that, blah, blah. Listen, you know what? Any mod I bought in the store, I didn't, they say it's authentic. I bought it. It's $400. I bought it. I didn't question if it was made in China. I didn't question this. I didn't question that. If I found out it was made in China, would I feel defeated? Well, I would be like, well, this device works awesome. I love this device. I don't really give a shit, I got countless mechs that I spent a lot of money on. And it was all for the review channel, and the review channel wasn't generating any income for me. So it was just my money, or if I was fortunate enough to get stuff for free from people, then that was nice. That was always a nice feeling, getting free devices. It was like Christmas. You get that Vape mailbox with like 10 things and you're like, oh my God, it's amazing. And then even if the product sucks and then you start using it, you're like, fuck, this device sucks. But you still kind of owe it to the person to give a review. But you could also see in my face that I'm not happy about the device. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But we all have that, you know. We all had that scenario. But we get some, we're excited, we open it, and then you're disappointed, and you're like, ah, fuck, this guy gave this to me. He's expecting the review. Let me just put it out there. But you know, it's gonna have cons. It is what it is, you know.
So what made you like drop out of the scene? Like just all the drama building up, or what?
Mark, it was really and mainly my fear of how popular you were getting.
I knew it. I knew it.
I knew that truth was coming out.
I couldn't compete with. I couldn't compete with, and that was it. It's like, that's it. I'm out of here.
That's usually why people quit.
Well, hold on before we get too far.
You still got Alexa in your room, Mark?
The what?
You still have Alexa in your room?
No, hell no.
Those were
Thanks
fun.
to
Those were the
everyone
fun
else, I
days
got
right
rid of it.
Didn't we have, because I keep forgetting what the dude's name was from Armageddon, but
Yep.
didn't
on
we?
the show.
But did we have him on there before the China shit came out or after?
We had him on the show we were trying to get people to help spread the word that that people were saying his shit was made in China. And then about a week later after that, that's when we found out there was shit being made in China. We're like, wow, this motherfucker like lied straight to our face.
I knew it was something. I just couldn't remember the whole story to that.
Yep.
So, yeah, so you know, it was such a disappointment for me, but it wasn't what took me out of the vape industry. What took me out of the vape industry was the direction I saw it going. Like I started stockpiling nicotine and flavors. I probably have over $10,000 in flavors in my house right now. I got so much nicotine that's got no air in the bottles where it's good for as long as I need it for, all 100 milligram. And if the vape industry just completely disappeared, I'd still be vaping for 20 years. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm like literally like, what do you call those? Doomsday prepper type of guy with all everything that I need, basically. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So I have all that, so I'm good. But no, really just because I wanted to get the message out there, and I was getting the message out there, but at the same time, I was also, hey, hon. Hi. All right, you're on video, hon.
She's like, what the hell?
Yep. Yeah, that's the boo. She's a therapist and a licensed medical social worker and a dialectical behavioral therapist. So she deals with a lot of stuff. She does Zoom meetings all day long on her computer. Everything's virtual.
Don't put that message out there because these folks in chat will be wanting to hit her up, asking her for shit. So that's what Ariel. That's what his name was.
Yep.
Oh yeah. That's it. That's right.
Thank you, TJ.
So generally, I didn't want it to be that way. I don't want it to be the way it is now. Nobody wants it to be the way it was now. And when I put that video out recently, and Mark, I apologize, I didn't put you in there. I literally, and I know you're not angry. I know you don't care and everything. I get it, but I literally did that video on my cell phone. I did all screen recordings of everyone's videos on my cell phone, and I did it like 3 a.m. And
these guys were making it a big thing. I didn't care. These guys were making it seem like it was.
It's the normal break Mark's chops. I get it, you know, because since episode 50 of you joining Vape Team, I think it was episode 50. I'm pretty sure. I think it was 50. You joined because that's when Butt Kickers left and you came on and
around there,
50, I think, around there. Ever since day one, they were just, you know, it was always Torment Mark. It was just part of it. So
yep,
it's just
dude.
And the Vape Team ran what, 6 or 7 years? How many years was it?
Fuck, I don't even know.
They haven't ran longer than my show, but but no, I will say this. Anytime, like say you're on Facebook, if somebody brings up like something about the Vape Team or whatever, you'll get at least 10 to 15 comments minimal about, man, I missed that show. God, I wish everybody was back together still doing that show.
Yeah. And
you know, the three of them vibed real good. I mean, we all vibed real good, but it's, I'll be honest with you, I really don't know to this day exactly what's happened. I do know some, but I don't know it all, and it sucks the way it played out at the end. But You know, we were just talking the other day. It's like, I mean, we still talk with a lot of people, but when it kind of boils down to it, it's just me, Mark, and Mike out of our group that we've been around for years and years. This is what's left. And Phenom still comes in like not on the camera and still bullshits with us. But other than that, you know, some I can understand the position, but some I don't understand the position they took. Some took it in a certain direction because of something, but you could still do stuff behind the scenes, but that didn't even happen anymore. So it was kind of like, I'm a grown man though. If I don't even want to get into all that, but I don't know. It's, it does suck the way some of it's played out, but I mean, cause we've been all doing this for a long time and we've had some good times. I've probably had better times in what we used to do and not do live. Cause we used to really cut up in some of these rooms and just, you know, just a bunch of folks that were good friends hanging out, doing your thing. But it just, I guess all good things come to an end though.
I miss the Plumes of Hazard with Wanksy and all them.
You know what's so funny about that? So I'd forgot about the Plumes for a while, and it wasn't Mark, maybe about a year ago or less. I went over and looked at the channel, and they were still doing shows. It was just 3 of them though, and I'm looking at the show. It's at its prime. It'd been going for about maybe 45 minutes, so you've got most of your people in there. Dude, they barely had 20 people watching.
Yep.
And I was like, I hate that, because when you've been doing this as long as you've had and you rose to your peak and then it just slams off that hard, you kind of question yourself, well, why am I still doing this if nobody's really watching it? And but I looked at the show number and I started making little jokes here a couple months back going, look, I got one goal left. They are actually the longest running show out there, and I've got to beat them, which I've surpassed that on a while because they were like at 375. Tonight I'm 391. It's just kind of a side joke thing, but I don't ever want to get to that point. I don't want to be on here and look over at the screen and see that there's maybe 3 people watching, because then I'm going to realize, well, I'm watching, so my view counts. Mark's watching because he's got to keep up with chat, so his view counts. And Mike would be watching. And by the way, Mike wasn't able to make it tonight. I apologize for that. But so you really have nobody watching. But it's like, I don't want to get to that point, because then it's like you've realized everybody's just, they're done with you. They don't want to, they're not interested in your content anymore.
Well, we always said all good things come to an end. This shit's not going to last. New generations come and, you know, new people come along and whatnot. But if vaping never went down like it did, like, would we still be where we're at today? Or that's what I always wonder. I also feel like when everyone started designing their own devices, that's when shit started getting a little weird and sour, and people started splitting up. And when large amounts of money got involved, that's when shit got weird.
Oh, yeah.
Slowly went down from there.
Yep.
Which I knew it kind of would. I felt like, you know, but.
And even on top of that, it's like, well, shit, I just lost that thought. Here we go with age again. So take it away. Hold on. I know what I was going to say. Hold on. But see here, this is the point we're at now. So this show at night, it happens every Tuesday, same time. It lasts for at least an hour and a half.
Hey,
easily,
still here. Close that door.
Easily 15 to 20 minutes of the show is about maybe some vaping news we've heard, or talk about some vape products real quick. And the rest of it, it's just we talk about whatever. It never used to be like that. We couldn't get, we would do 2 and 3 hour shows that had absolutely nothing else to do with anything except for vaping. And you would, you'd be upset when you'd kill the show because it's like, man, I still got more time to talk about stuff. But you knew when you do the next one, you'd have that much more time and on. But now we just talk about whatever.
You know, at one point I started just reviewing like sodas, beef jerkies, candies, you know, just to switch it up. And I said, well, you know, it's Big Lou East Coast review. It's not really, even though the whole channel's been dedicated to vaping for the longest time, I'm not really, what's the word I'm looking for? Pigeonholed, not pigeonholed, cornered, not cornered, typecasted. Not really typecasted because it's just Big Lou East Coast review. So let me just try something else. And I started trying something else. And the channel, the subscribers, some people just want to just see you and hear your voice and just have a laugh.
Yep.
They'll show face and they'll be there. But then the whole 90% of the crowd won't be there. You know what I mean? Because they're like, dude, I just want to see something vaping. And you know what, to be honest, if you're doing a review video every single day, it's a lot of work for us, the reviewers. Number one, the camera work, the editing, and this and that. It's a lot of work. And then I guess even people who started doing reviews started realizing, holy shit, there's a lot of work. Like, I don't know if I could do this, you know, and then they disappear. But the subscribers, yeah, they just want to see something. But at the same time, not everyone's buying everything every single day. You know what I mean? Like he just said this is the best pod yesterday. Now he's saying this is another best pod, you know, and then tomorrow there's going to be another pod. And I think what really started, I you know, to be honest, I know people love pods out there, and I'm not a pod guy, but hey, if you're a pod guy, that's great, you know, no problem. Even the disposables, they got them everywhere out here still, even though it's supposed to be illegal out here, they're everywhere out here.
Well, Mark's the king of that. So if you need disposal, just hit Mark up.
Mark. So
times are tough.
So get this. And so, you know, since the fall of the grip mod, and then they came out the Lycan mod and all those other bomb mods, this mod, that mod, they all had clips on them, you know, and then and Armageddon did really, really well with those mods, and, you know, and it just kept on progressing. But I got nothing from any of that because, you know, all right, now I can't technically say I made the clip because I was like, oh, well, the Able mod, that had a clip on it, and I like that. And there were other mods out there that had clips on it. I just liked my design. The only thing that really got me was the safety switch on the grip. That design was just like, it was a cool design, like just turning it, and then you get copper showing, or there's Delrin showing. So Delrin was to lock it to prevent it from firing. And then I can't say that somebody took it. I could just say they were inspired by it. But I seen Purge with their mods, and they had that same kind of switch. And I was like, shit, man. And then, you know, you think about other companies I can go with this and that. But I had all these designs for RDAs and this and that. And every time I sent somebody a design, like, oh, but we're focusing on pods now. RDAs, it's a dead market. Nobody buys them, just a select few. I'm like, yeah, but you don't understand. This is a really good device, and I think the people who do buy would really like this design. And I know a lot of people aren't fans of our DTAs or RTAs. I kind of like RTAs, not too much, but there is a crowd for them. You know, back in the day, we were all vaping on RTAs that were like this tall.
Oh yeah. You know?
So and if you go back in the old videos of even look at TVZ, his very first video was an IPV 20 watt, and he had a tank like this big on it, and it was all stainless steel. You couldn't even see the liquid, and it probably had the world's smallest coil in it at like 8 watts, you know. And you know, and he was always the same. TVC, you know, welcome, you know, and welcome to, you know, he was just very calm and you know, poised and everything, and every intro. And then the music came, and then Mark came, and then Mark ran up the steps in Philly, and then, you know, he did the whole Rocky thing and everything, you know. And you know, things just got better over time. Progressively, they got better, and those were the heydays that I miss. I miss the heydays, and the heydays were awesome.
Yes, they were.
This happens in every culture, though. How many people from, like, you talk to old timers, like, oh, I remember back in the days, and you know, everything changes. Music changes. Like the '90s, I grew up, you know, not grew up in the '90s, but in the '90s, that was my main cultural music experience was the 90s music. So, you know, I had alternative and death metal and grunge and this and that and industrial music, gothic music, this music, that music. There was so much music exposure. And today, I don't know one radio station on the radio.
Nope.
Not one. Like, and as there's so much saturation, Spotify, this, that, Pandora, blah, 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 blah. And it's so hard to keep track. We're so exposed to so much stuff that I'm just not even interested in anymore. I'm like, whatever. You know,
And
like,
nowadays, if you go on YouTube, the most popular videos are 60-second shorts of a disposable that some 16-year-old or 18-year-old is doing.
Yep.
That's like the hot video now.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well-
I seen a kid. I seen a kid probably like 18, if that. And he had something like, you know, 800,000 views. I was like, what? And it was like a 30, 40-second video. And I'm like, if I put out videos again on reviews, it's going to be stuff that I own, that I never reviewed, that people can't even get. I'm just going to put it out there just to put it out there. But it's going to be an hour and a half long.
Yep.
You know, and it's just going to be me hanging out, talking about shit, and that's about it, you know.
But
And that'd be cool.
But that's what you got to have now. I mean, it's sad to say, but you got to find some young guy. Ooh, some young guy. You got to have a young dude that, let's say, maybe he's pushing 20, got the big hair that, you know, you swoop off to the side. And if he's vaping on some little colorful pod, which more than likely is probably a disposable, and he, you know, French inhales it or blows a few O's with it, the kids love it because really that's all that's following him as kids. And we've watched this over the years. The views that they get are unfreaking real.
It's almost like that's the majority of vapors now. Are the
Yes.
younger crowd with the pods and the disposables. Like the hobbyists have kind of all faded away almost, it feels like.
Yep.
But I mean, you know, as we always said, it all comes to an end eventually.
It does. It
It could have
truly
been
does.
it could have been, you know, fun and games like that for forever. Even though it would have been nice, but no.
Even though we did have some fun and games back through the years, but
My question is, which I don't think he's listening, but and I doubt it, but he doesn't vape like he used to, I assume, anymore. You don't vape like you used to anymore, right?
apparently he does.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yep.
So let me ask.
I'm making my own juice though. So this was a bottle of Ghost I bought from a store that said they just got it from a distributor, local distributor, and it was the oldest juice in creation that was in it, and it tasted horrible. So all right, I wasted $20 on it, but I was like, all right, you know what? I wanted to give it a shot, just see what the stores had, and it was under the table type of deal, you know, black market style and everything. And I was like, I don't need this, so it's never again. So I'm just gonna stick to keep making my own flavors and everything. So, you know, I've got, like I said, I've got nicotine. You know, like I got like big old bottles of nicotine, and I got flavors everywhere, and still at the same time, I'm just gonna make my own product and just deal with it. And I've told people that I know, even reviewers that can't get stuff, that don't do reviews anymore, like Johnny Cash. Was it Johnny Cash page or Ronnie Cash?
Ronnie Cash.
Ronnie.
Cash. He lives literally right down the block from me. I haven't seen him in 9 years. But you know, he's got a kid, and I get it, you know, and he's doing his thing, and I don't know what he does for a living, but I guess he does something to support his family and everything, and that's great. He got married and the whole nine and everything, so good for him.
He started a cigarette review channel, but go ahead.
Did he really?
I'm kidding.
No.
I'm kidding.
Oh,
He was in chat a few minutes ago.
He was actually in chat earlier, but I don't see him anymore.
but I miss Ronnie. Ronnie was cool. I like talking to Ronnie, but you know, he lives right down the block from me. But you know, as close as I am living to him, you know, even I mean, Mike, when I was living in Queens, he lived in Astoria, Queens. We weren't close because Queens is so big, but we were close enough. So I would see him in a vape shop every now and then, and it was cool. That was before he wore the black hat days. That was the hair on coming.
Yep.
Yep.
He had the bangs at that time.
Yep.
So, But now he's he's been for the longest time that Black Army hat. He always had, I guess he goes to Army Navy stores and gets some more something, I don't know, but he's always wears those. But it's just I don't know, man. It's just, even though they're close by, that's cool. But anybody who needs liquid that knows me, I just make them liquid. And I don't make them like 100 ml bottle. I make them like 500 mils. I'm like, here, you're good for like a month or however long you vape. And people, if they have disposables, I've actually been rebuilding people's disposables for them. So changing the cotton on them, cleaning the coil on them, and then refilling the, taking out that styrofoam filter that's in them and then replacing it with regular cotton, just bunching up cotton and sticking it in there, and it works. Wow. So as long as it's rechargeable, it's still good. And then if they're like, oh, I'll just make it 12 milligram, I'm like, all right, no problem. So I'll give them a juice, make it 12 milligram, and it helps them out, and they don't have to go to the store and get it. But there's so many people that I knew that vape that don't vape anymore, that they're back to smoking. Yeah. And they're like, dude, I can't find it anywhere. I'm like, just ask me, I'll make it for you. They're like, oh, but I don't want to carry all these big devices. I'm like, well, I get that. People like the convenience of something small. But so bring me a pot, I'll rebuild the pot. And then I just started rebuilding pots for people.
Oh, wow.
Well, let me ask this question, because you used to say this a couple years ago, and it could have possibly come down over time, but you used to state that you were vaping like right at 100 mils a day.
Yeah.
Are you still doing that?
I probably vape about 60 mils a day.
God damn.
Yeah. In 60 mils, really, I don't see, because my habits have like cut down, I guess, since pods have come out, because I can pick up one and just kind of do it whenever. Mm-hmm. But even 60 mils to me, like right now, seems like a packet, like you're a pack and a half a day smoker. Like I'm trying to kind of show some type of similarity there. Not saying that that's what you're doing, but when I used to hear that you did 100 mils a day, I was like, that means you took this bottle out in the morning and by the end of the day, you were throwing this in the trash.
Yep.
And at my best days, I have never been near what probably your worst days are. So
I'm gonna show you something. You're gonna have to laugh. All my bottles, I don't know if it'll focus, but I don't know if you'll see the wrinkles in the plastic.
Oh yeah, where you're squeezing the hell out of them.
I squeeze the hell out of them. So it's just normal that, not that I over drip, because it doesn't leak out or anything, but I still use series boxes. This is a series box. It's Cthulhu cereal box, whatever it is, from, I forgot who made this. I think it was Max up in Canada. What was the name of that company he had? They made the mod with the fucking upside down cross on it. Oh shit. Unholy Mods, Unholy RDA, that guy. Oh man, what was the name of it? Fuck, I can't believe I can't remember his name.
I'm looking to see if somebody in chat's about to say it.
That's another thing. I look at all my mods, I forgot what every single one of them is called. I look at it, I'm like, I know what this is. I know the company. Can't remember.
Is that because of old age?
It could be that. It just could be that. It's just,
I'm the same way.
I look at stuff like, when I see you guys like go to the shelf and grab some from the shelf and be like, hey, remember this from back in the day? And I'm like, oh shit. I'm like, I remember that. And I'm like, who made that? And I can't remember for life of me. Either the company's still in business or they went out of business, but it was a great device and blah, 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 And I almost wish I put like a little note in each tube mod. This was the maker. This was the company. This is the name of the device,
Mech mod guy said Death Wish.
Death Wish mods. That's it.
Yep.
Death Wish mods.
So, are you still walking around? Well, you have to be if you're still killing off that much juice. So there was two things that I always loved to catch when you would put something up on social media, regardless of Facebook, YouTube, wherever it was at. So when you used to be in your old place doing your videos. The best thing was it never failed. Every time you were reviewing one, you had the jet flying over because you live close to the airport.
Oh yeah, because I lived right by John F. Kennedy Airport. And that
All
was
the
a
time,
landing strip.
there'd be one jet coming over at least out of the video that you were going to hear, and it sounded like it was just skimming the top of your roof.
It literally was.
And the other thing was, I always used to love to catch, and I think this was more of an Instagram thing, but you being out on the car lot and blowing your big clouds out there.
Yep.
I'd always see, it's like, it's been a long day. I'm fixing to do me a little cloud comp out here by myself real quick.
It's funny because my manager and my boss follows my Facebook and he follows my Instagram, but not in a fan-based way. He's looking to see if I'm working. So, it's, you do a 12-hour day at a car dealership. It's a long day. You do it every single day. It leaves you no time to go home and want to unbox anything and start adjusting cameras and switching from the above camera to the straight on camera and checking mics and this and that and blah, blah. It's too much, I'd gotten cool microphones like this. It's just like, wireless mics and everything. And,
Dude, we all did it.
It's just, I have all this cool stuff, and yet I don't put it to the good use that it needs to, because I'm just always at work, and there's always pressure at work. There's always stress at work. Oh, you got to hit your numbers this month. Oh, this week you're not working hard enough. You got to come in on your day off, and you got to do this. You got to do that. Because car sales is tough. I mean, you literally give up your weekends, you give up your social life, and it's a hard job. Not everyone can do it. I've been there 7 years now, and I've seen at least 300 employees come and go within a month time of working at that place, and they just keep cycling through people. And I'm used to doing it, so it doesn't bother me so much. But some people are like, how the fuck do you do this for a living? I'm like, bro, you make good money. I mean, it's the only job without a college education that you can make, $200,000 a year. If you put your mind to it, you can make good money.
Yeah.
Some people make a decent living at 60,000 or 80,000 or even just 100,000, but my bills are too big and they're too high to just say, all right, well, I'll just get a regular job working in a warehouse and making 15 an hour. I'll get medical, dental, vision, make 800 a week. And, after taxes, I'll bring home 600 and I can live off that. I can't.
Yeah.
I'll just starve and I'll be broke, so I have to keep doing what I got to do to maintain the lifestyle that I live. And I don't live a glamorous lifestyle by any means. I drive a 2016 Mini Cooper and,
which still trips me out. Folks, I want y'all to imagine this.
Wow.
He's got a Mini Cooper. Well, he had the Honda, or no, he had the little SI Ford or ST Ford or whatever it was before
Ford
that.
ST, that was awesome, that car.
But
and the Honda Civic Si, that was a fast little bastard.
So this is what's funny. I mean, most people know that you're a fairly large fella, but when the funny thing is when we were at Mohegan, we had Santos there and we had Big Lou. So I'm 6'3", and I'm sitting here looking up at Lou talking to him, and I'm like, this is crazy because I'm used to looking down at people or looking at eye level. I'm not used to having to tilt my head back up to talk to folks. But you see Lou, and then you hear that he's driving a Mini Cooper, and it's like, how in the hell are you getting in that son of a bitch? But
I get in real easy. One foot in, butt down, the other foot comes over. That's it.
Oh, shit.
It's a fast little car, let me tell you. It's I fly in that thing. Every day I go to work at $130 and don't really care about nothing, just driving as fast as I can. Heated seats on, windows open, and music blasting, and that's about it. And it's fun as all hell, that car. It's stick shift, twin turbo, 4-cylinder, breathes, it moves. Put the exhaust, put the chip in it, put this, put that, race it out, and fun little car, very it's not a Mustang, it's not a Challenger, and there's people out there, dude, my white body Charger will blow that thing away. All right, great, but you're not in a Cooper. You don't know what it's like. It drives just like a go-kart. It's crazy how well it handles. Like, I was on this road one night, super dark road in Long Island, New York, and it's it was wet. I remember it was kind of like frosty, the road, almost like black ice. So you see the shine on the road. And I was laughing. I was on the phone with my girlfriend, and we were arguing about not like a big argument, just a disagreement and how we never agree with anything on anything really, you know. And I was like, oh shit, I gotta make a right at this light. And I was in a far left lane, and I cut over 3 lanes. And if I kept going straight, there would have been no way I could turn around within like 4 miles. And I'm like, fuck, because it just turns into one lane road that goes all the way south to the water. And I'm like, son of a bitch. I'm like, all right. So I take the wheel and I hook it right and I throw it into like second or third gear. I forgot which gear it was. RPMs raised to the ceiling. My car just went like this. It just went, I remember I hooked left and then I went, unlike black ice. And I felt the whole car go sideways, almost where it's going to hit like the curb. So I made the turn, but now I was going to end up in the ravine next to the road. And I was just like, and I'm downshifting, stepping on the gas hard. I'm like, come on, baby, make it. And just went. I was like, holy shit, I love this fucking car. Any other car, I would have been dead. You know, that car, handle it like day and night. That was I love that car. Best car. And then when I get out of it, everyone laughs. I get out at work, I get out, and everyone's like, dude, it just gets better and better every day. And I'm like, all right, cool, whatever, you know. But
See, that's a video. That is a perfect video short for you. If you were just to set a camera on a tripod, have you pull up in the car and have your big ass get out of that little tiny go-kart and stand next to it, people would be, I gotta watch this again to see what I just seen here, and you'd probably get a shit ton of views on it right quick. So
we had this salesman. His name was David Pygott. He's from Baton Rouge, Louisiana. He's a very hard Southern accent, this guy, and he's about your height, ST. I don't know how much you weigh, but he probably weighs around 325 at your height. So he was in a Miata. He had to move a Miata for a customer. And this is like when they redid the Miata, it was like the 2008 Miata or something like that. When they went from the old body style to the new one, which looked kind of cool, but the new one was even smaller.
yeah.
So Dave, he's got a belly and he was wearing this polo shirt that was tucked in. So you see the shape of his belly. He's got white hair and it's like DA pushed back like a pompadour, and he's got the sideburns. He's like a screwed up version of Elvis, really. And he gets out of this Miata, and a friend of mine's recording it, and he puts Jurassic Park music in the background, the intro theme to Jurassic Park. And it's got something like, I think it's got like 4 million views on TikTok or something. But he and didn't even promote it. He just hashtagged it once. He put redneck on it, and that's it. It just went crazy. And but seeing the size of him and seeing the Miata, he's way taller than the Miata, because the Miata was like almost like between his nipple and his waist, like that height right there. And then seeing him get out, it was just hysterical, because he had to move one foot out and try to shimmy his other leg under the steering wheel to get out, and then he had to hold on to the roof of the car and the door to like pull himself up. So it's just so classic seeing it. But me, I just, I take my feet out, and yeah, I use the door to pick me up, because my knees, I got both meniscus and my knees torn. So my knees, they swelled with water and they hurt like hell, and it's like they heal, and then they, like a week later, they tear again, and then I'm like, I got problems for like another 6 months. So my knees are shot. I need like knee replacement surgery. But and I deal with that, and then me being heavy, 351 pounds at 6'6". So really, someone who's 6'6" should not be 300 anything, because people who are 6 feet 6 inches tall are either solid muscle like Santos, like fogging out with Batman. He's solid muscle. He's a brick shithouse, that guy.
Yeah.
And you're either muscular like him, or you're like skinny like a rail at that height. I'm like the anomaly, whereas like I got this gut, and I don't drink beer. I don't drink alcohol. I haven't drank in like 20 something years. And not that I'm sober, but I just quit drinking in my early 20s, and I never touched it again. And now I'm 48. I think I'm turning 49 this year. I think I might be. I don't even know. You lose count there. I might even be turning 50. I was born in 74. Somebody in chat do the math. I'm stupid when it comes to math. And then
You're 40. You should be 48 if you're in 74.
after a while, you just don't give a shit about birthdays. You don't care about the number. I was telling people, I remember for the longest time when I was 45, I was telling people I was 38. Everyone believed it. And I was like, all right, I'm 38. And then I started believing that I was 38 years old. So if somebody asked me, I was like, they're like, how old are you? I'm like, oh, I'm 38. I'm like, wait a second, I'm not fucking 38. I'm like, I don't even know how old I am. And they're like, what? How do you not know how old you are? What do you got, like dementia? And I'm like, nah, you just, after a while, you just don't give a shit no more. You're like, whatever.
Well,
Right when you hit 40, it's all fucking downhill. You start forgetting shit and getting all kinds of problems and
well,
all downhill.
I just turned 50 this year, and I thought that this was going to be like the turning point where things really start, the doom and gloom start kicking in. But you know what? It's just a number. You hit it, and you just keep moving on. And I don't know. I mean, I still feel like I work like a young man, but
You look great, SD.
what's that?
You look great.
Well,
So,
thank you.
absolutely.
Well, we're getting close to the end of this, but I do have a few questions I need to get out. So,
Absolutely.
what is the future for the Big Lou channel?
So I'm trying to revise it, not to change the channel. Like I was trying to change the channel. I lost like 4,000 subscribers as soon as I started reviewing other stuff. But I mean, Zophie did it. She's like doing e-bikes and stuff like that. So, people transition. You gotta, change, So I thought, I was like, you know what? I'll do a food review channel. But then you got that guy on Barstool, he's reviewing pizzas. And New York's known for their pizza. And a lot of people say, well, dude, Boston's got the best pizza. Dude, Florida's got the best pizza. Everyone says their state's got the best pizza. And yeah, there's a lot of great pizza places everywhere. And even Arizona, there's great pizza, It just depends who's liking it really.
Mm-hmm.
But or Chicago, sorry. I can't leave out Chicago, their deep dish and everything. People in Chicago losing their minds. Dude, fuck you. Chicago's the best. So, and out here they have pizza shops that do Detroit style pizza with the cheese on the bottom of the bread, burnt and all that other stuff. There's a place on Instagram. It's been my go-to lately. It's Mike's Underground Pizza. It's on Instagram, and the guy doesn't even have a store. You just text them. You text them on Instagram, and he deliver a pie to your house.
Damn.
Oh, that's crazy.
And it's just like, and you go by their menu on Instagram, and sometimes they do something different. Like it's not always the same menu every day. All he does is he rents a commercial kitchen, makes pizza, and then just sends it out. And that's it.
Wow.
So that's pretty interesting. But I don't, it's just like so many people have done it. The review on food, and in New York, there's a couple fat Italian guys out here that go around reviewing sandwiches, Italian sandwiches, American sandwiches, Jewish sandwiches, every nationality sandwiches out there, whatever they can try, they review them. And it's a big channel, so that's already been done. Food has already been done. Everyone, ever since that app, what the hell is it? I forgot the name. Yelp. Is it Yelp? The food app, I think.
Mark knows all these fucking
Yelp
apps.
is like everything from food to fucking. You talking about like Uber Eats and shit, or?
No, I can't stand Uber Eats and DoorDash. DoorDash hires homeless people out here to deliver the food.
They ride bikes to deliver food. You get your shit like 2 hours later.
Oh, it's the worst. It's the worst. And then they default the tip on there, so it's just like you have no choice but to tip them, even if the service. I had a guy come one day. He looked like he slept on like a subway platform, and then decided to pick up my food and deliver it to me. Guy, his hair was filthy. He had beard dandruff all over his shirt.
Ooh, that's not good.
Matched Crocs on his feet. 2 different Crocs. Like he had one brown one and one black one, and the strap was broken on one, and he was barefoot in them. And then when I walked him out to his car with the food, And I looked at him. I was like, no way in fucking hell I'm eating this. So what I did, I went out to his car, and then what do I see in the car? I see this big golden retriever, and I love golden retrievers, but this was like a matted, filthy golden retriever with hair all over the freaking car. And I'm like gagging. So I take the food, I just threw it in the back seat of his car. I'm like, you eat that shit. I ain't eating that shit. Hell? Like, they just hire anybody? Like, what the hell? Like, I'm not saying it has to be a certain race of person or certain whatever. I just want somebody whose dress is kind of nice, like at least clean. At least I know my food was handled with cleanliness or a clean person, you know?
Oh, yeah.
It doesn't matter what nationality, race, color, creed. I don't care. Just as long as the person comes in presentable, you know? That guy, I wanted to vomit just looking at him. And I didn't even order food after that from any service. I lost my appetite. I was like, that's just disgusting. I don't even want to eat. Fuck this. I'm not eating. So I didn't eat the rest of the day. And I could have easily just complained to DoorDash and got my money back and they would have refunded me. But, you know, they can't judge the people that are delivering the food. So I completely went off topic, ST. I'm sorry. I went off completely off topic.
Well, no,
So, and I have a tendency of doing that. So the channel. Okay, let's go back to the channel because people want to know about the channel. So I am going to release, I'm working on a Mark video right now.
Oh, Jesus.
Not an abuse video. Not an abuse video. It's a praise
man.
Mark video. So it's okay. So
that'll be interesting to see right there.
So it's going to be a good video, Mark. Not to worry. It's not an abuse video. I love you too much. I want to do that. Okay?
You're welcome to do whatever you like.
I'm just, it's so hard because so many channels that existed don't. Other like live platforms that you've been on, like Vape Team, they have theirs, and you know I still watch Vape Team. I go back, I watch old episodes of the Vape Team and everything. You know, I can answer trivia from the Vape Team. You know, like so I've watched plenty of episodes to know everything on it. But you know, I'm looking for stuff. I'm scouring stuff, not review stuff, but funny stuff. I mean, you do stuff with your girl too and everything. So
Yeah.
you know, not that I'm stalking you. You know, just you know. I'm just for the video. I'm doing my research, so
I got
I'm
a
getting
lot of my older videos got taken down, or I deleted them because YouTube was doing that whole they were striking channels, so I started deleting videos.
Well, I've been telling that to Mark for the longest that it just takes time to have to sit down and find the good stuff. But I always told him, I said, we need to go back through all of our old shows and find those little funny key moments that everybody just was like crying, laughing because whatever it is we did, and just make this long compilation video of all the stuff. But I mean, dude, that requires sitting there forever and ever, it would seem like, trying to find everything and pull it together. And it just, after a while, I'll lose my patience. So
I'm gonna do one on everybody, Mark. So don't feel alone on the matter.
Oh,
So everyone's gonna get theirs. Not like get theirs like you're gonna get yours. You know, not like that. You know, everyone's gonna get a video on them then and now, or some on the in between, some outtakes, some funny things. You know, everyone's gonna get a little something, and it's not gonna be review stuff. It's just gonna be me. You know, no announcement for it, and you know, like when I look up vape reviewers, I don't show up anywhere in the search engines anywhere for me.
I don't either.
You
I don't feel bad.
I see Mike, but I don't even see Rip Trippers anymore, like his videos. You know what I mean? Like I don't see any of his stuff, but I liked that in that thing, the then and now thing. I showed him in his kitchen like a normal person, and then afterwards he was like a space creature or something, a man from outer space.
His was the most drastic change out of everyone, I think.
oh yeah, definitely. Yep. But you know what too, like you were just saying there a minute ago. So you tried something kind of different with your channel.
Mhm.
You started losing subscribers. You lost a good chunk. The same way Santos did. Santos, you know, started his cooking channel, and he even was talking about that he's seen where, you know, he started losing a lot of subscribers because the thing about all this is, I mean, it's common sense stuff. People either are going to follow you because they enjoy whatever it is you do, or people are just dead set on what you started out doing and don't want to see you venture into anything else. They want you to talk strictly what you talk about.
So
And
true.
we've seen it so many times because it's one of the hardest things to do because me, Mike, Mark, a lot of us, we've even started other channels and said, you know what? I want to have something beyond vaping. Vaping's fun and I'll keep my vaping channel, but I want to have another channel, some other outlet to do something else. I guarantee you, and I know it for a fact, every one of us that had hopped on another channel and got it fired up, the first thing we start doing is vaping on there and talking about vaping shit. And it's like, what are we doing?
Right.
Yep.
Exactly. Exactly. You're right. 100%. Now, I'll tell you something else. Mike, he started that channel with his girl, and then he started another channel of him, like the car wash thing.
Yep.
Right. So he was like in his garage, he had his high pressure hose, and then he had the nozzle he wanted to come out with. So he was already looking to hustle in that field
Yep.
because he's that much of a hustler. So I get it, you know, and that's cool. That's awesome. And I was actually, dude, I said, dude, I'll just come by. I'll bring my car. I don't give a shit. I'll pay you for the wash, whatever the case is, you know, just, come by, I'll stop by and I'll hang out. I just wanted to hang out with him for a day. That's it. I didn't give a shit about I can get my car washed anywhere, but I was just like, we'll come by. I'll come by. We'll hang out, shoot the shit, we'll just chill. And it was in the summertime. So I was like, and all I do already is work and friends. I have my girlfriend. That's it, yeah, I know people, but I don't really have friends anymore that I socialize with. I'm always either at work because I gave up my social life, and then I have my girl, and then love my girl. We spend time together. But, it's a little different when you have the side friends,
Oh, yeah.
So she has her side friends, and they're friendly with me, and they're very nice people, and I like them all. I have nothing negative to say about them, really. So, but they're still her friends. You know what I mean? So Mike, I was like, all right, we have all this common ground and everything. Let's hang out. But then I don't know if that channel ever panned out. It's been a while since I even looked into it or not. So I don't know what's going on with that channel. But
It's been a while since he's thrown a video up on there. So, but Mike's always kind of busy in the background doing shit too. That he just not always putting out his personal shit on the internet. But too, a lot of, and he's even said it, a lot of what he does on that channel has to be in a warm environment opposed to a New York winter where you're outside trying to do something outside. So it has calmed down quite a bit there. I think he's still going to keep at it, but it's just, I don't know, the level of, he'd have to speak on all that of where he wants to be with that, but
true.
It definitely is tough though, because when I started my second channel up, it was turning into basically just doing lives and trying to talk about something else other than vaping, even though it kept falling back into vaping. I don't think I deleted them. I just put them all to private, the lives we did over there. And I got into the drone thing a couple of years ago. So I started posting drone videos strictly over there, and that's all you'll see on that channel is just drone stuff. It never really grew, but it didn't die. It's like 1,400 subscribers on there, and that's all I ever plan to put on it. Whenever I get a wild hair up my ass and fly somewhere new and want to post that video, I put it up, but it's not easy.
Videos too. People love them.
Yeah, but it's
like starting over again. Like
it
starting
is.
At the very bottom.
It is, and it's not easy because when you really know one thing that you feel you're pretty confident about on the internet, when you try to do something different, it's like you're building your courage all back up over again because you've gone down a new avenue now, and it's like, man, I'm gonna fail at this. Watch.
Well, imagine this, ST. Imagine you go down another avenue again, right? You put out all these videos, and on YouTube, we don't really know our subscribers. We don't see them personally unless we're at conventions, and then you meet them like, oh shit, hey, I know you in the chat section. All right, hey, what's up, man? So that's different. But let's say you start this whole new channel. Let's say it gets really big and it explodes. It does really well, and then how like these YouTube not vape people, but I would say like what do they call? There's a word for them, content creators or whatever they are. They're just enthusiasts or whatever they are. They go to an event where they meet their fans, like literally fans. And when I say fans, there's like 10,000 people outside of a building waiting for them in line to meet them. But it's like you go there, then you didn't realize it. Every single one of your fans is like 8 and 9 years old. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just like, oh my God, I'm doing videos for 8-year-olds. You know, that's just crazy. So it's just like you never know unless you go to an event and meet the fans, you know.
Yep.
But I always loved going to conventions. And you know what? This YouTube, it's hard to deviate the YouTube to something different because the platform has been the same for 8 years. And I have the mentality, it's just like, if I'm not going to do that, I'm just not going to do it. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Because 80% of the people, they're just like, oh, it's not a product. Oh, what's he talking about? Oh, I don't care about his politics. Oh, I don't care about food. I don't care about this. I don't care about that. You know, it's just like, and then the other 20%, oh, Big Lou, another video up. Hey, keep putting stuff out, man. I like this avenue. But then that's a whole growing pattern. So now you can't even vape in that video because you can't make your life personal online. So you can't smoke a cigarette if you're a cigarette smoker. You can't vape because that's, you know, being banned in every direction also. So it's just like, you know, you just have to stick to that medium, you know. There was recently, what was it? I was watching on TikTok. It was one of these guys, like the virgin kid. He's like, I don't know, like 20-some years old. He's like a virgin. He wears shirts that says, you know, virginity rules and everything. And one of his friends was in a car and he took a puff of a vape and like blew it on the DL, like on the side, but he was caught and he got busted. Not Mr. Beast. It's Duncan, I think his name is, or something like that. Or maybe it's not Duncan. Maybe it's somebody else I'm thinking of altogether. But his friend was caught, and people just like zoom into the friend puffing on like a stick vape, and just like puffing in the background. And it got all this negative media, like all these people just like, dude, what the hell, you vape? Oh, there's metal particles in there. That's gonna kill you. It's this and that, diacetyl, and but everybody went into this big shitstorm of just abuse because he's vaping. So it's a shame that I miss the heydays. You know, I miss the heydays so much, and I love the heydays. But nowadays, if to follow the next trend, it's like my heart and soul isn't into it as much. You know, it's just like, so if I'm not really going to do what I love, I'd rather just not do anything at all. That's why I left the channel alone so long. And you know, people get pissed. I've gotten a lot of emails from people like, dude, just do live shows and talk to us. And I'm just like, yeah, I get it, man, but you know, after a 12-hour, you know, after a long ass day, I come home, I'm exhausted. I just want to get undressed, take my shoes off, get on the lazy boy, put on Netflix, hang out with my girl, and maybe eat something and pass out, wake up, do the whole thing, go all over again the next day.
Yep.
Because that's the pattern I'm in now, you know? So doing the videos, I'm just going to release stuff every now and then. So right now, I think for now, I'm not going to create videos of vaping. I'm just going to, there's a lot of vape reviewers out there too. So I'm just going to do videos of other vape reviewers, where they've been, funny clips of them, and, you know, funny things, but like a way of honoring them in a way.
Yeah.
You know, and it's not to get views, because I can care less for the views, because I don't really get paid from the views anyway. If I think the most ever gotten was like $500 from YouTube at any moment, because I never really monetized my videos. So, and if there was monetization, it wasn't because I put it up, it's because YouTube put it on there.
Yeah.
And that's about it, really. And it's not to knock anyone who monetizes their videos. Like I said, people do this for a living, you know, but I already have some I do for a living, you know. I always just did it, you know, just to see if I could change anyone or transition people, or just because I like doing the videos. It was cool, you know. It was just cool in general. I liked it so much. I love that lifestyle, and it's just dwindling as I'm getting older, and it sucks, you know. But it's always nice that I can come on here, and I don't want you to stop, ST. I don't want Mark to stop. I don't want Mike to stop. I want you guys to just keep putting your shit out there, even if you guys are just literally sitting here for an hour, not saying a word to each other, not talking about vaping news, not talking about vape devices, you know, not even talking about reminiscing days. I don't care if you guys are just staring at each other and just looking at the camera like this for 4 hours. I would still just watch just to see you guys, because you guys don't live down the block from me that I could just ring your bell and say, yo, what's up?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? This is the other thing with me. When I said earlier I have no friends, it's because all my friends are in different states.
Yep.
Or vapors or vape reviewers.
Yep.
And Yeah, you can call someone on the phone, but I don't know what the fuck, Matt from Sucking My Mods is doing right now. I know he's got a wife. I know he's got kids. I'm not gonna call him now out of nowhere, be like, "Hey, Matt, what's up?" They're like,
No.
"What the fuck, Big Lou? What the fuck do you want?" Like not like that, but I'm sure he's just like, "Dude, I'm in the middle of changing diapers and making dinner, and
Yeah.
and I gotta put out a review later. I'm a little busy, like." I can't, like I love Matt, but I'm not going to interfere in his life unexpectedly, like because he never gets a call from, you know. And then Ruby Roo, she just disappeared. Don't know where she went. She just vanished.
That's a sore
And
subject with Mark, so be easy.
There's a lot of people that just up and vanish.
They're the one thing that, because we've talked about it, because we just point blank say what's on our minds. There have been some people, her being one of them. I can understand if you have something going on, but you can't put yourself in the public eye for that many years to all of a sudden just cut it off like that and not say a word. Or maybe you did. I didn't keep up with that much of it long enough to know. But there are other people out there that just vanished without saying a word. And I know you feel you have that capability because you can just hit the power button on your computer and go about your day. You're never going to see these people again. But you've built this huge following of people, and then all of a sudden you're just gone, never to be heard of, never to respond to comments. And I will say comments get brutal after a while when you don't answer.
Oh, yeah.
And it's
Like your favorite TV show. One day it's just off the air, and you don't have no clue why it went off the air.
Exactly.
Like, what the fuck happened?
You at least owe that. We've always said that. You at least owe some type of explanation, even if you have to make a lie up. Say something.
True.
But some people just have chose not to say a damn word and just be gone.
I kind of, towards my end, I was just like, if it was just kind of like a vlog type of video I post, kind of said, I was like, things aren't looking good, blah, blah, blah. And I've said it numerous times. I'm like, I just don't see the point of putting a vape review up if you can't buy the product in that state of whoever's watching that product. Because it's just like, if I have the product, I bought the product, whatever the case is, but then there's some dude in some state watching this video and it's like, oh man, that device looks so awesome. How could I get that? Oh my God, they don't sell it in my state. They don't sell products in my state. Everything's been banned. So it's just like, there's always that wanting for that device and be like, oh man, I so wish I could get that device. I've even had people hit me up for RDAs that I've used. They're like, dude, I can't get it out here. Can you ship it to me? But a lot of the RDAs, I don't want to give up because RDAs do break.
Yeah.
Even if they're authentic or whatever the case is, they still strip. The pins, they fall out. Sometimes, with the hot builds that I do in these things, the plastics in them, they don't last long, So I matter of fact, Mike Vapes, I bought, I think I bought like 52 of his recurves or something like that.
Holy shit.
I hit him up. I was like, yo, Mike, I need a shitload of RDAs. And then he's just like, okay. But he didn't know what to say to me. I was just like, just whatever. Just mark it up, whatever over cost, and you keep profit. I don't give a shit. Just, I need a whole bunch of those RDAs, and I love using this RDA. So give me a whole bunch of them, and I'll pay you for them. So I got this gigantic box of RDAs that I paid for, and they're all the same color. They're all black. not one rainbow, not one white, not one red, all black. And I think it wasn't a single, not the recurve single coil, or it wasn't. The recurve was a single, right? Or no?
Don't give me the line.
Yeah, this
I
is
have
where
no idea.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
it's a dual coil one, and
There was a single and a dual, I think, right? There was two of them.
If Mike's listening right now, he's probably pissed off because we don't know. But my mind will not let me remember that right now.
It's hard to keep up. And he came out with another device that looks pretty hot. I would buy that from him right now. That new RDA that he got. I seen Ambition's Vapes do a review on it, and I was just like, oh, all right, yeah, maybe I'll hit him up for that too. I'd be like, Lou, leave me the fuck alone, Lou. I'm busy. What do you want, Lou? But yeah. So I mean,
Holy shit!
almost dropped my light. Almost died.
I see that.
Okay, all right, I think that kind of worked. All right. stay. So yes, I don't know. I'm still buying shit. Am I gonna do vape reviews? Probably, maybe. You know, it's just I have so many devices. Like, look, I got this box probably about 5 years ago. Vappuccino Mate 2. Never opened, still got the cellophane on it. Sitting here. Never reviewed it. And it's just sitting here. And I have so many of these that I could review them. But I also say, what's the point? Everyone's already experienced it because it's probably old and people have bought it already. And I just don't see the need to do that review because no one's going to be able to get that device.
Well, I was going to say, better than that, the company probably no longer exists and that device no longer exists. So
True.
You would be just doing that for fun if you did it. So,
you know, if I had my own place, if I owned my own house, then it would be different. I'd have a garage. I would do like wood building videos. I'd build furniture and shit. You know, I'm very creative when it comes to things with my hands, like doing things with my hands. I'm very creative in building shit. So I would probably mill my own RDAs. You know, I'd probably, you know, or make caps or do something, you know, just because I'm bored and just because, hey, why not? I got the time, let's do it, you know. But I just don't have the place and I don't have the time because I'm always at work. You know what I'm saying? So it's tough. It's tough. But channel, I'm not killing the channel. I'm just going to do some then and nows of every vape reviewer out there. Take my time doing that. Do it because I enjoy doing it, not because I have to, not because there's a deadline. Oh, you got to get this review up because we're releasing the product this day and time and blah, blah, blah. But you can't release it you can't put the video up before we release it or make the announcement. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Those were always so annoying. Those demands were so annoying from companies. And, you know, and once they gave me those demands, I'm like, fuck you, pay me. Because at that point, it's just like now you're demanding how you want it done, when you want it done, where you want it done, how I hashtag it, how I title it. Don't curse. Don't do this. Don't do that. Don't blow big clouds in a video. I got hit with so many demands. I was like, fuck this. Like, all the joy of doing that review just went out the window. Like, now I'm going to abuse them. Now I'm going to bash these people.
Well, they still trying to do it.
Worth bashing them because then nobody wants to send you shit at that point.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like, oh, don't send it to him because he's just going to abuse the product. And then, you know, I mean, that's why I love going back on Jay Hayes videos of him smashing shit. I'm like, oh, man, it feels so good to see that being done, you know?
Well, folks, we've given y'all 2 freaking hours tonight. That is a first, and that is going to be the last because that's a lot of OT right there. So, Lou, thank you for coming on. And I will say this, anytime you feel like coming on and you want to join us, you just say the word and we got a spot for you. So anytime, brother.
I think me being on the show somehow brings luck sometimes because I was on episode 2 of the Vape team and it went on for 6 years. So maybe there's a music bowl, that brass bowl, and makes that sound. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
You know, maybe not saying like I'm responsible for people's, you know, whatever success, because that's not edited at all. Not edited at all. I don't think like that at all. But what I'm saying is, episode 2 Vape team, I was on it, and I always appreciated being on it with Buck Kickers and Mike and TVC. You know, where is TVC, by the way? Is he around or he's
vanished?
Also?
Couldn't tell you, brother.
Nobody knows, huh? Man, so disappointing, so sad. I'm gonna find him. I'm gonna skip trace him. I'm gonna find his ass, and I'm gonna fucking prank him at 3 in the morning.
You should do that.
Call him up in the morning. Get your ass out of bed. Stop making videos, you prick.
There's quite a few folks that you ought to be on the hunt for, but like I said, though, anytime, man, you wanna come on and join us, you just let me know, and we definitely got a spot for you. So
well, I really do appreciate you guys having me on here. Makes me feel not forgotten, so I do appreciate it. And I do not scheme, but I do watch in the chats and do watch people's videos. I may not comment all the time, but I'm either driving home or sitting on my desk at work, not, you know, looking like I'm busy at work, but still, you know, watching stuff on the DL. So I got to be careful.
Oh yeah.
I got the Bluetooth earbuds in. I'm just listening in to everybody. So I may not comment on chat, but I'm always there creeping. And I really do appreciate you guys having me on tonight, since it's been a while since I've been on anything.
Yes,
Period.
sir. Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Maybe this will spark something up. Maybe not. Not that I don't know. Who knows? If I don't want to compete with you guys doing lives, there's no way in hell I can compete. But um,
Dude,
I'll have I'll be that guy with 4 people on. It's just 3 people on the show and 1 person watching.
you'd be shocked if you. You'd be shocked if you went live. There'd be more people watching what you'd expect.
Yep.
But speaking of lives, we know Mark goes live damn near every night now. So don't forget, Mark's got a show Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Then he's on here on Tuesdays. So, Mark, how we keeping the game show going? Is it still a thumbs up or?
I don't know. The views aren't that great, so who knows? We're gonna do it 2 more weeks and then
Kind of go
figure
from
it out.
there.
But yeah, as of now, it's not looking good.
Gotcha. All right. Well, if I don't shut up now, this thing won't end. So I'm shutting up. We're out of here, folks. We will catch y'all next Tuesday. Y'all have a good one. Smooth outro outie. Boom, boom, boom. All right. Let's see if I can remember every button. And you know what? I didn't lose power tonight. Look at that shit.